guys.
Just like the title says, we're just going to be talking about goofy moments in general.
That stuff.
We some good ones. When I mean we, I mean him.
Universe.
Oh, you 100% do, and not even just church related. And you get some crazy stories from church.
Normally a church story or a baseball related story, but there is a few that are like not related to that.
CP Prods, what's up? So, do you want to start off with a goofy story?
One of yours first, because I have a lot of them that I'd like to share. So, well, you start.
So, around where, closer to where I live, I don't know about him, but there's this place. There's like all these inflatable, and they had one of these big slides, one of these gigantic slides, and I was going down it, and I'm just going down normally. I think I was like 6 when this happened, maybe a bit older. I was just going down the slide, and all of a sudden I just start barrel rolling all the way down it.
Does the game?
It's like same thing, but kind of different. Um, this was like actually recent. So we were at friend's house for an early 4th of July party, and they had this inflatable water slide. And I was trying to climb up the slide, not the slide, the stairs. And all of a sudden, I just lose complete grip with my feet and hands. I was like 3/4 of the way. I just started sliding down the stairs or ladder. It didn't hurt, but I was just laughing like crazy.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay, so I guess I could start with a bit of a silly one. So last year I hurt my elbow and I had to get surgery on it in February. So I didn't play baseball last year. So this year I was looking for a league to play in that would just be like a bit on the easier end, but like just to get me back into the game. Anyway, we chose the worst league of all time, pretty much.
Earlier, and I forgot how stupid these rules were.
Team I'm on next year, but while we were playing the league, that also requires a lot of very soft umpires that cannot take anything seriously. So I pitch, and there's this kid up to bat, and he was obviously his strike zone was already super tiny because the kid was super short, and so I was throwing balls like a bit high, like a bit like to his chest, so they're like to like a little bit below his chest. They're still strikes, but he was crouching down, so they would be at his eyes. So I basically was telling the ump, I was like, "Hey, the kid is crouching down. That's violating the rules." And he goes, "Well, not if it's his natural strike zone." That's what I'm trying to argue, is that it's not his natural strike zone. So I began to argue with the ump more. And then all of a sudden, my catcher just goes and kicks the ump in the leg. And he doesn't even notice that it was him. He thought it was the batter, and he ends up ejecting the batter instead of the catcher. It was like it's so stupid on the umpire's part. Like, how do you fail that bad? I'm just surprised that he didn't eject me sooner just for arguing. It's another ejection story. So one time I was playing first base, which is like another position I played bit. So I was just at first base. I really am annoyed when them or really anybody tries to teach me how to play the game while I'm in the stands. Like if I make a mistake, I know what mistake I made. So anyway, I was covering first base while the pitcher was delivering, like they should, and I just didn't get off the bag in like the perfect time to play defense. So apparently that's really bad, even though I still made a good catch later that inning. Apparently that was really bad that all the parents in the crowd began screaming at me. And I went, shut up, obviously. And the ump almost ejected me for screaming at the first base coach. It was literally the only person who I was not screaming at. And the first base coach was like, "What? What am I doing? Like, what did this guy do? Seriously."
I can't really think of one. Any like off like really good ones off the top of my head. But for sake of
Some
this,
midget.
mine Miles's friend, we're just gonna call him Weezerton because that's a nickname we have for him.
I
So
mean,
it was I don't want to say his name. Okay,
he
I'm
has a
being
pretty
respectful.
basic name. Okay, let's just.
But me, Miles, Weezerton, we're all on a FaceTime call. This was a couple months ago. This was like a couple months ago. So we were just on a call, and no, this and our friend, he's the most like laid back guy possible, right?
Like he like
Let's
varies
say.
deep in. He's
Now
very deep in
before I
his face.
the actual part, because I talked to him about this, he's like, so whenever he just doesn't hear anything fully through, he just says you. Yeah. So he just normally says you. This took him a couple seconds to realize exactly what happened. But he was saying some how do I say this? Unusual stuff you'd hear from him. Because he's normally like a guy who just wants to like chill, have fun, talk, all of that. And eventually at one point I said, "Bro, what are you on?" And normally he'd just be like, "Nothing." Um
My name is Miles, so
and
yeah.
mine's Liam. Hope you're having a good day. But dang, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So and normally he'd just be like, "Nothing. I'm just a normal Christian. I'm Christian. I wouldn't be doing any of that." But I said, "What are you on?" He straight up said with a straight face, "You."
He goes, "You."
Just straight. You. It was. I talked to him about it later, and obviously he's like, "I didn't mean to say that. I just normally just respond to you with stuff like that." What y'all?
I think is the one.
Yeah, we're just talking stories from us.
The one with the bearded guy. Also, something funny. I'm pretty sure he said on the street on the call too. Was one time I think we asked another question, and we asked the same question. He was worried about saying you, and we went. I think we said it again. Like, Weston, what roller coasters are you going to be riding when you go on vacation? Because I think he's on cruise, and he just goes, "Your mom." Like, I'm pretty sure this is a separate occasion when it's just me and him. It was really funny. Yeah, he just goes, "Your mom." Yeah, he just says, "Oh, he'll be riding your mom." Like, what? It's like,
Yeah,
what the heck,
I
man?
didn't know about that one.
And like, normally I try to keep it PG on my streams, but if you know me, I won't expose. I won't try to cancel myself in the Big 25.
Yeah, don't try to do that. I mean, you almost got canceled on one of your videos, but that was a stupid reason.
Yeah, it was the worst reason of all time. So, and I had to make an apology video too. So go check that out, I guess.
His channel. Trevor, no, I haven't. No, I haven't.
Dizzy burgers. Yeah.
As much as I love hamburgers, I will gladly pass on those.
As much as I don't love that first part, I think I'm good. I not in the sense.
If you know me and Miles enough, which hopefully you guys do, um, we
I don't. I say some crazy stuff, bro. You don't understand. Not anything too crazy,
but
but I
this was like if you have seen any of our streams or all that, you've heard about us talking about our prank we did on one of our leaders at church. And leading up to the prank, the person that we needed to help out with us, she was not completely aware about it at all. And no, we not until that like 10 minutes before. And no, she's a redhead. That keep that in mind. So me and Miles are just waiting out, waiting to find her, just talk to her. And Miles sees an, another redhead girl goes up to her and starts like trying to talk to her about it, and then he realizes midway through his first sentence, "Oh crap, you're the wrong person that I thought you were." She laughed it off, so she thought it was fun. She was laughing it off, which was a funny part.
Liam, and we thought it was the funniest thing ever too. Same exact height. They wore similar clothing that day. Both had red hair. I
To help out at like jeans like she always does. But anyways, your turn, Miles.
recall a few church stories. One of them, two of them are about food, and one of them is a bit more wild than the other, so I won't share it. But
Start with the cake, that one, because I don't think you can say that other the other one on stream.
yeah,
I don't think you can say that if you don't want to get canceled.
so the cake one. So it was the day of my baptism. I got baptized a couple months ago. It was really fun. It was a great experience, but before it started, a little rough. Before it started, so during the day, I was getting baptized with two of my friends. So people brought like pastries and cake and stuff for before service for us to eat, and I didn't eat any breakfast. I was just eating this cake, and so we all had that one guy who we just hate, like who we just hate because they hate on us just because we're the ones who do it. And you always had that one beef. So I was having beef with this guy, right? And all I was doing, he was minding his own business. I was talking with you. I was minding mine. All I said was Jordan was better than LeBron, which if you're not brain rotted, is objectively fact. I'm sorry, chat. But yeah, like
It out.
my cake, and he shoved it on me because I said Jordan was better than LeBron, right? About like right here where my pocket is. So, and this was right before my baptism. So I did the only logical thing a person would do and decided to throw the cake right at his hair on the back of his head. And he got so
Basically,
offended.
he let his intrusive thoughts win. Yeah.
The cake afterwards. So it wasn't like anybody else had to clean up after me for those wondering.
The oh, the one where your parents got talked to, that one? Yeah, you have very much revived yourself since then. I'm trying to think of any like I'm trying to think of like any good stories. Oh, so I was playing wiffle ball in my backyard one day. This one you can find funny depending on the type of person you are. But it was me and one of my friends. We were just having a friendly 1v1. I hit an absolute bomb off of him. Like grand slam. It was a no doubter. Let's just say he may or may not have gotten a bit mad, and decided to throw a shoe at my house. Completely missed. Completely missed my house. He like completely spiked it. No, he just spiked it, and then he just went home. Simple. He just went home. No, he grabbed his shoe.
Dumber. Okay. Um, more. Yeah. So I have some goofy ones from when I was a bit younger. So when I was 5, I remember this. I was really I was really like obsessed with animals. So I'd love to go to the zoo. So I have my grandparents, they live in Cincinnati. And whenever my mom and dad would like go on a date night, they would always take me there Friday nights. And so on Saturdays, I'd always beg my grandma to take me to the zoo. And so she would. And of course, like any good boy would, my grandma just wanted to see elephants, and that's all she wanted to do. So of course I was like, "Yeah, grandma, we can see elephants. I'll just make you see that last." After trudging around the zoo all day in the super hot sun, just so I could see everything I wanted to see. She was fine with it, but like it was funny. So anyway, we're walking around the zoo, and this is a different one. That's just in general, but this is a solo one. and we were at the gorilla enclosure because I really wanted to see gorillas because they had a brand new enclosure. Okay, I swear I'm not the Harambe. Okay, look, I'm not the Harambe kid. Just let everybody know who left the stream. I'm not that kid. But I was there, not at the Harambe. I was there at the gorilla enclosure, and it was close to the death of Harambe, I'd say. But I was there, and one gorilla, like I was waving to it. I was like, whatever. And the gorilla comes. No, he just came and charged at the glass and began going. Ah. And I was like, and I like jumped back. I was like on my butt on the floor, just looking like. And then I got up, told my grandma, and went, "Ooh, gorilla hungry." That's what I said.
Couple years ago, we were having like our end of season like baseball party and all that. And we decided to do water balloons for this. And I was really close to the water balloons. I was backing up, and all of a sudden, I just trip and fall right into the bucket of water balloons. I Yeah, it was funny as heck. And then this is a quick one this morning. Um, my mom left for work, and my dad texted me saying he had to go somewhere for a meeting. And I went downstairs to get breakfast, and I started quoting Home Alone in the summer. So I started going downstairs. I'm like, Mom, Dad, hello. I made my family disappear. I made my family disappear and just continued my day like normal. You're not wrong though. You can quote almost any movie any time of the year. I'm being honest.
And you can watch that any time of the year, and that's the best part of it being Christmas. Yeah, he could be. Oh, the four people said W. Because it truly is. Because I will get into a heated argument if you guys say it isn't a Christmas movie. Genuinely. 14 people joined just by saying that. What the frick? 10 people. Yeah, well, doing math. Okay. Oh, I need to tell a story. Mhm. I think I got like a somewhat funny one about we lost 13 viewers after I said Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Mm. There ain't no way somebody's actually still on the stream. Yeah, nah. Oh, yeah, you do a lot of goofy. Mm.
Still in our apartment at the time. And I had this like plastic crown, the things they wear on your head. And I decided, no pants on. I just put it around my waist, saying it was my tool belt. Hey, later, I'll send you the picture later, Miles.
Nothing to do with the tool bell, by the way. I just wanted to tell another funny story. So one time, I was like, so since it's June and a lot of awful stuff
It's
just seems
actually
to
July now.
what?
It's actually July now.
Hmm.
It's July 2nd.
Well, like it was June. Well, this was a couple years ago. This was last year. Okay, this is when a bunch of certain parades happen in the streets when it's June. So this was during obviously last year was during Donald Trump's campaign trail, right? Um, so like I don't really care that much, but like I just think he has aura or whatever. But I began blasting the song, the "Come Out, Never Gonna Be Me in November." Or whatever, or the "I'm proud to be an American in the land of cross country." And I'm proud to say, "Go Trump next." Yeah, like those songs. I was just blasting them right like next. Like we were like, I was getting like something to eat. Alex, come on. Yeah, I'm just blasting that. And they're all just circling around me. Although they're like, okay, this guy's just like a teenager. Like, no, this is a minor. I can't call that he's harassing me. I made two people leave. That's great. Guys, I serious. I don't care. I really don't. I couldn't. I'm not old enough to vote. If I would have realized, yeah, we're teenagers. We don't judge people based off if they're actually qualified to be president. We rank them based off of aura, and Trump has aura. You can't deny that.
Uh, so today at our church we go to, I was helping set up stuff for VBS, and it was me and I don't want to say its real name, even though it's like one of the most basic names of all time. Yeah, it was that guy. Um, uh, Goofy Boy 7274. If you just want to sub, if you want to, we started yesterday, like yesterday or the day before. Yeah, I don't think Weezerton will. I don't think Weezerton will be allowed to though. Eh, he really should. 100%. Now you're the most. I know. I can't say that. He's not the most. um, but we were there, and I'm just like, it's me, him, and maybe like three other people who are all adults, and I'm just so tempted. I'm in my brain. I talked to him. I'm like, I'm so tempted to just scream "Help me" at the top of my lungs right now. Like I just want to go, "Help me!" And if a car drove by, I was just going to knock on the window, "Help me! Help me!" I was so tempted to. Like, these are types of things that go on in my brain, guys.
On their car window that said, "These people are kidnapping me," when it was just their parents. And no joke, we saw it on the news. And yeah, and no joke, we saw in the news later that day that the police that kid that we saw that kid on the news because apparently, yeah, I'm being serious. We saw like somebody do something like that on the news because apparently it was becoming like a trend to do it at the time. Like to do that. It's so dumb.
Something like this. It's like it's a car crash, and this woman's son is driving when he gets into the crash, and she goes up to one of the officers and says, "Is my son okay?" And like goes off like this, and then like those family stickers people have on the back of their car. He goes up to it and rips one off and says, "You won't be needing this anymore." It's like, you won't be needing this anymore. Yeah.
What, 11 years old when Eminem and Dr. Dre did the halftime show at the Super Bowl? And it was like them two, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, 50 Cent, like they all did it. And so I grew up in this like I think Kendrick Lamar also did it, but I grew up in this like super. He also did it solo, but like this, like I grew up in a very like Christian like household, so rap music is like forbidden. It's like forbidden in our house. So I was 11, right, when this happened, and randomly the next day after the halftime show, I knew all the lyrics to "Lose Yourself" by Eminem because I listened to it, and I just began rapping it. And yeah, let's just say I lost Spotify for a couple weeks after that. I wasn't allowed to listen to music. You said you wanted a funny story. Okay. You wasn't expecting a halftime show to be a part of it? No, my whole phone got taken away because that was, like, when I first got my phone. I've had my phone taken away, like, 5 times, like, for, like, a long period of time, it sucks.
Church camp this past year, not fall retreat, not that. So you don't know about this at all. But it was me, my friend who just started the YouTube channel, and another guy. We were dorming together since we were at like a very small. This was at the blank university. Yeah, that guy. Um, Mikey from Darman lookalike. Him. Yeah, him. The one of the lookalike. It was us three sharing a dorm, and I don't know why, but we had the bright idea to just randomly lock the. So it was me, the Mikey wanna be, who were originally dormed together, and then my friend who just started the YouTube channel. We took an extra mattress and we put it in there, and he didn't have a key to the room, so me and Mischief Mikey, we just locked him out of the room, and then even though I had a key, because no, the guy who just started a YouTube channel, in a respectful way, he's bigger than me, right? Like he's tall. He's like in a good way. In a good way. In a good way, he's bigger than me. In a good way. But yeah, he's also really freaking strong. But even though I had a key, he just sometimes stand by the door and just hold it shut. So there's nothing I could do. I'd just be out. I'd just be outside trying to get in. My key would work. He'd lock it, so I'd have to keep doing it. I'd be pushing as hard as I can, and I just couldn't get in. And then I was almost surprised at one point. I just didn't fall through. Oh, the stairwell as well. We just that had the bright idea start singing the Halo theme in there. The so it was really echoey. It was really like it echoed a lot in there.
Okay. Beetlejuice, that show, yeah. So I was doing it with my friend Carson. Well, we can call him Carson. Who cares? But he we decided to play like some tricks on the directors. So we both of us would go into the bathroom and pretend like we're making certain noises to have the directors think something else was happening. And it turns out we weren't doing anything. Bro, bro, come on, man. Certain noises. And by the way, don't nobody better comment Diddy because this was before all that happened. So you know. No, like you just go, what was it? Like 29:15 Diddy. Diddy party in the bathroom. Oh yeah, Diddy, come out. Somebody liked the video just because I said Diddy. Yeah. I Are you sure, man? All of them are like screaming like free Diddy and stuff, right? Yeah, it's probably just because we're saying the D word, but Okay, okay, cool. So pretty much, I have another story, right? And this story is kind of goofy. So this was around last summer, and like I wasn't really. Hi, Skylar. This was around last summer, right? And this is like when the DD, like I wasn't aware of him, right? Like he was just some guy. Like I didn't know he was, and it got leaked. And all of a sudden on YouTube Shorts, it's like how Lamar Jackson edits became a thing all of a sudden right now. Like he just began friggin' popping up on YouTube Shorts everywhere for some reason. Like there's no reason. I was so confused. I went to Google to search it up, and I had my phone taken away from me. That's fun. So yeah.
It.
In no context, I tried to search up his name. I got my phone taken away. That's all I'm gonna say.
And for Christmas, they got me like stuff to redo my room in there and all that. Thing is, my grandma puts a crap ton of stuff in there. And I was over there recently, and I took pillows for the pillow for my bed. I straight up said to my grandpa, I said, "Oh no, this was here." I said, "There's no point of it being in there if it's not going to do anything." I said something like that because it's always been a mess in there. There's just no point of having it there if it's not going to get used. And it's a comfy pillow as well. Okay, your turn.
I would prefer, like physically, I'd prefer to go to a college football game over an NFL game. But yeah, but I'm going to talk about the NFL. So people wonder why is it so hard for a guy to find love nowadays? Well, that's because you find a girl, right? And you want a girl who likes and you want a girl who likes sports. So you find her and she likes sports. You're like, oh, that's cool. And you ask her, what's your favorite NFL team? And then she goes, the Chiefs. And then that's just an immediate turn off. Like at this, like honestly, that's kind of scared me away. It's kind of scared me away from girls who like to talk about sports because they're gonna end up liking the Chiefs. They either have to like every team in the NFL or just sim for guys that are attractive. Otherwise, I'm not.
He's not wrong though.
But that's just. I mean, it's bad when.
The Chiefs are going to go to crap because as soon as they started dating, they started becoming the best team in the league. The refs became even more blind and deaf before. Someone does not agree with me.
In big situations in games. Yeah, like the robot umpire. See, I'm all for like people like having jobs in America and not being replaced by AI, except for MLB umpires. I'm fine with them being replaced by robots. because there have been so many bad. Like I saw this one. I like I'm a Dodgers fan. I'm a Dodgers fan, so I was watching Yoshinobu Yamamoto pitch one night, and he threw 8 strikes, 8 pitches. That inning, and got has had 2 outs and had 2 strikes on. Bro, screw everybody, man. Well, anyway, he threw one right down the middle to Fernando Tatis, and the umpire did not call it a strike, keeping him from an immaculate inning in history. And it's just so annoying, man. Hey, 2 people joined back. Let's go. Like, yeah. And my phone's about to die, and the charger's not working. Yeah, it's charging. It's not working. Hold on. There's still one person left. This lone survivor. It's probably been the guy since the beginning of the stream. Oh, he left. No. You're in charge. What do you mean, turn it? Yeah, okay, there you go. So thanks to the lone survivor from the very beginning. You're actually goaded. Like, imagine it's just a guy.
I've had guys like stayed around the whole time. Once you hit like 100 subs, I feel like that's when we want to do it. Oh, that's gonna take a while. He asked me today. After, he said today at the end of this month how many subs do you think I'll have, and I said 25. That's good. That's really good. 20. I just want to go right in the middle. 25 feels right. Yeah, but then dang it. Oh, that was funny as heck. I actually tried making a video today, but all the creepiness effect. I think we have to end the stream here. We've been on for a while. We have to end the stream here. See ya. Bye.